Hello? 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 Kyambogo University. Hello? Kyambogo University. Hello? Hello? Dear viewers, you are most welcome for this Kyambogo University online orientation for the year 1 students. Because of the circumstances, we could not organize a physical orientation, so we decided to go virtual. At this point of time, allow me to invite the academic registrar to address you, our dear students. You're most welcome, madam.
Good morning to you all. I wish to welcome you students of the class of 2020 into this vibrant learning community. While each of you will choose your own pathway, you will all be developing essential capacities, the knowledge, skills, and habits of mind that will equip you to thrive in our increasingly complex and interconnected world. My names are Mary Esther Sekasi, representing the academic registrar. I'm the deputy academic registrar in charge of admissions. These capacities will help you thrive not just in your professional life, but also in your personal and civic life. Through your stay at Kyambogo University, you will explore the university's rich array of learning experiences as you develop ways of thinking crucial to your future. I congratulate you upon having been admitted into Kyambogo University. It is you who make us what we are, and we look forward to the fresh ideas and energy you bring to our campus. I would like to share with you a few introductory words about admission into Kyambogo University as one of the nation's leading public universities. The first one is enrollment. By enrolling, you are informing the university that you are indeed available and are ready to study. This should be done every semester. Enrolling is done on your student portals. Student portals are accessed on the address student.kyu.sc.ug. All those that have not yet enrolled, please make friends with those who have and familiarized themselves with this process. I therefore urge all of you to acquaint yourself with internet use. As long as you are in the university, you cannot disconnect yourself from internet use. This university has several hotspots with free Wi-Fi. Please use these services to accomplish these processes. Please feel free to walk into our offices for more information in regard to these processes. You shall get more information concerning enrolling when you interact with the ICT team. Also make use of your guild representatives in this regard. Verification of academic documents. Enrolling feeds into verification. Verification is compulsory, and its purpose is to establish if the academic documents you used to get admitted are actually yours and that they indeed qualified you to enter the university. You shall be informed of the verification schedule in due course. The exercise shall be done in a specific period and is time-bound. Please take this exercise seriously and give it all the importance it deserves. Requirements for verification. The requirements for verification for all fresh students were indicated on the admission letters. However, let me take this opportunity to repeat the requirements for the sake of those who carry documents and do not read them. 1. Original admission letter. 2. Original O-level pass slip and certificate. 3. Original A-level pass slip. 4. Original A-level certificate for all those who sat in 2017 and before. Original identity card from your former school or a letter from your former school confirming your stay in that school at that time. Original birth certificate, original national identity card, original diploma / degree transcript and certificate for those who are upgrading. Certificate / transcript. Must present paid up bank slip for National Council for Higher Education. Refugee identity card for refugee students. A passport with a valid student pass for other foreign students. All admitted students who were admitted, including government-sponsored students, shall go through the verification process at their respective faculties, except international students. All international students, including refugee students, shall be verified from Admissions Division, which is located on Block 2 behind the main building. Registration. Verification feeds into your registration. You cannot register if you have not verified your academic documents. Registration, therefore, completes after you have fulfilled your financial obligations due to the university and have gone through the verification exercise. Things to note. 1. All new students with initials in their names are required to get an affidavit or a statutory declaration spelling out the initial in their names. Statutory declarations are obtained from courts of law with the help of a lawyer. 2. There must be consistency in the arrangement of names. The names appearing on the admission letter must be the names on all personal documents, i.e., all academic documents, birth certificate, and the national identity cards. 3. Every student is required to do self-enrollment on their respective student portals. It is a way of informing the university that you have reported. 4. For one to go under verification and registration, he or she must have paid the university tuition and functional fees to zero balance and registered with different departments, namely the library, medical center, and a hall of attachment. International students. We have three categories here, namely refugees, international students, and those from the East African community. 1. The refugees are required to have the following in preparation for verification and registration. A. Family attestation indicating the refugee camp to which they are attached. B. Letter from the office of the Prime Minister. C. Birth certificate or national identification card from their home country. 3. International students from other countries other than those from the East African community are required to present a student visa / pass that is issued by the Ministry of Internal Affairs at a cost. 3. Students from the East African community require national identification, cards from their home countries, and student visas / passes. All students in the East African community are issued with free student visas by the Ministry of Internal Affairs, but they are required to apply for them. Conmen. This is in regard with security. All students are advised to be careful with people who pose around the university, claiming to be staff and are offering help of any kind. If you need any help, please walk into an office and seek guidance. Do not seek for help on the university compound or elsewhere. I thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much, the academic registrar, for that presentation. Viewers, kindly take note that we are noting all your questions and they will be responded to. Right at this point, allow me to invite the Dean of Students to also address us. You're welcome, Madam Dean.
Good morning to you all, our viewers. It's my pleasure to address our first-year students for this academic year that is going to start. I'm called Mildred Tibananuka, the Dean of Students. It's my great pleasure to welcome the freshers to Kyambogo University. You are most welcome. I would like to congratulate you upon your admission. I would like to address you about the Department of Dean of Students, which is also known as the Department of Students' Welfare. The department is charged with your welfare, where we look at your accommodation, your feeding, your health, your recreation, your emotional support, your spiritual needs, and the like. The department has 6 sections which handles those areas. And the sections include halls of residence, the cafeterias, the guidance and counseling unit, places of worship, games and sports, and we also are responsible for the Students' Guild. The university has 5 halls of residence, namely Mandela Hall, Nansley Hall, Columbia Hall, Pearl Hall, and North Hall. And each hall is headed by a warden. Every student of the university is attached to a hall. Whether you are private or government or resident or non-resident, you are attached to a hall of residence. Some students are resident, while the majority are non-residents. The number of students who are resident is only 1,400, meaning the majority of you are going to be residing in the private hostels. But the university has a working relationship with the private hostels, so that if you have any issues in the private hostel, the university will handle. Now, the officers in the Students' Welfare Department that are concerned directly with your welfare are the wardens. That's why you should make sure, as soon as you report to the university, you report to the hall of your hall to the warden. Your hall of attachment is indicated on your admission letter. So when you come, go to your warden, you'll be registered, and after that, the warden will take care of all your needs. We have 3 sections for catering: in the East End, West End, and North End. When you report, only the West End dining hall will be operational. But shortly after, even the other 2 will be opened. Those dining halls are open to all the students, whether you are private or government sponsored. Those sections were outsourced to private service providers. That means you as a student should walk in there and pay for your meals. The prices of the meals are negotiated between the service provider and the university management, so they are affordable by all students. The service providers in those catering sections are professional and have the capacity to prepare for you meals which are nutritious and hygienically prepared. So you don't have to worry. They have the capacity to feed all the students of the university. We encourage you to make sure you go and pay for your meals in the dining halls. For the government-sponsored students, the university pays allowances that we call food allowance or living out allowance. However, you can only access that allowance after registration with the university. The academic registrar will put up a program for registration. I would like to encourage you to move very fast and you register. It's after that registration that we can process your allowances. When you have received your allowances, you can then go and book for your meals. But because that process may delay, awaiting the registration, we encourage you to move and see the service providers, the catering service providers. There can be an arrangement made for you to be registered and be given meals even before you receive your allowance, so that when you receive your allowance, you go and pay. The university, the department has the guidance and counseling unit, which supports students, especially when you have challenges. The challenges can be academic, they can be social, they can be financial, or any other form of challenge. The counselors in that unit are professional counselors. You can move there if you have anything that is disturbing you, and you'll be supported. In the university, we also have places of worship where you can go for prayers. We have the Uganda Martyrs Catholic Chapel. We have St. Kakumba Chapel. We have the mosque and the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The Department of Students' Welfare, as I said at the start, also caters for your recreation under the Games and Sports Unit. We organize games and sports internally, what we call intramurals, and externally, what is called extramurals. Internally, we have competitions between halls of residence and between faculties. We will participate externally at national level, at regional level, and at international level. Currently, we are not organizing any competitive sports because of the COVID-19. But the moment that one is out of the way, we would encourage you to participate in sports. The section of games and sports is headed by the sports tutor. And they organize various programs, and they are capable of organizing or training you people to grow up to professional level. The Department of Students' Welfare is also charged with the supervision of the students' guild activities, where we have the student leadership, which is headed by the guild president, who heads the executive, and we have the speaker who heads the GRC, or the Guild Representative Council. The Dean of Students' office is located in the Faculty of Science. In case you need to be served physically, you can move to the Faculty of Science. If you inquire from there, you'll see the Dean of Students' office. And in the Dean of Students' office, I am the Dean of Students. I have the Deputy Dean of Students and administrators. We have recorded videos. You'll be able to get our contacts from those videos on the university website. My staff are always available to support the students. I would like to give you some word of caution as you prepare to join the university. You are a lucky few people that have been admitted. You may be aware or not that very many people applied, but you are the few people who have been admitted. So you are really very, very lucky. When you come to the university, no one is going to be following you up to do your academic work. So I would like to encourage you to get focused as early as possible when you come to the university. Where you're coming from, you are usually in uniform, and you are you could be tracked wherever you wanted to move. But here, you will not be required to be in uniform. You'll dress as you want. But we'd like to say that much as there isn't any restriction, you should be decent at all times. There will be no askaris stopping you from moving where you want to go, but you should move responsibly, because no one is going to be following you up. The university has organized a program that we call the Mentorship Initiative. This is where we have continuing students trained to guide you new students throughout their whole year, the first whole year at the university. They will approach you and guide you how to set your goals at the university and pursue them so that you can excel academically at the university. You'll be able to identify the mentors by the way they have dressed. They have T-shirts, and when you report, they'll be able to approach you and help you. You can approach them, and they will guide you. The university operates a student's work-study scheme. This is a scheme where students are given employment in the university and are paid some little money. If you are interested in that scheme, you are going to apply to the Dean of Students, giving details why you think you should be considered in that scheme. And then you'll be given an interview. If the committee finds you suitable, they will be able to recruit you. Maybe I should hasten to add that when you're on that scheme, you don't become a member of staff of the university. You remain a student, but given some bit of work to help you raise some tuition fees. I would like to also to join the academic registrar in warning you that you have to be careful when you come to the university, because there are people that flock to the university when they know have received new members of the community and try to confuse you and steal your property. Please make sure you approach university staff from their offices for support or for help. The mentors are another group that you can approach for guidance. There will also be a tent in the university giving information. When you see that tent, you can move there and be given information. But do not meet people outside the campus or within the campus and begin asking for guidance, because you'll be misled or you can even be robbed. Once again, I would like to congratulate you upon your admission and welcome you most warmly to Kyambogo University. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our Dean of Students. Remind you, our dear viewers, that we are taking note of the questions and they'll be answered at the end of the session. At this point of time, allow me to invite our university librarian. You're most welcome.
Thank you so much. John Francis Mafuko is my name, standing in for the university librarian. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm from the library department, and I would like to brief you and orient you about the library services at Kyambogo University. We are happy to have you as our users. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyambogo University has got 5 service centers. We have got the Central Library, which is serving as the main library. We have got Berkeley's Library as another service center. We have got West End Library, Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation Library, and the Faculty of Education Library. Ladies and gentlemen, our library is equipped with both print and online resources. For the Central Library, which is serving as the main library, it has got a computer lab, which is meant for all the library users of Kyambogo University, both students and staff. The Central Library, at the same time, it has got research carrels for the postgraduate students. That's a service which is intended for the researchers. So students come to the library and are supposed to conduct their special research from the research carrels. The Central Library also has the bag collection, the valuables custody section. But due to COVID, we are afraid of keeping users' valuables, for example, the bags. So for now, that service is off until the situation gets better. West End Library. The West End Library's collection majorly has the science collection, but all the other collection for other programs of Kyambogo University have a representation as a collection. And then we go to Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation Library. Due to the fact that we are respecting inclusive service delivery, it is not only intended for students with special needs, but we serve both those who are of PWDs and those who are not having any form of disability. So when you hear Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation Library, do not fear to come there. we shall serve you just like any other library at Kyambogo University. West End Library also has got a book bank. That book bank has got some special collection. That collection, you're supposed to borrow information materials, the print form of the materials, borrow and use from within the library. You are not allowed to take those materials to your places of residence or at home. When you go to Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation Library, we have got a computer lab for the postgraduate students, offering postgraduate programs in that faculty. But because their number is not that big, we also allow the undergraduate students to make use of the lab. The Faculty of Special Needs Library, also in respect of people with special needs, we have got braille packing machines. To our visually impaired students, they can come to the library and make use of our braille packing machines, because some of them may not be having them in place. When you talk about opening hours, ladies and gentlemen, Kyambogo University Library opens up for library users at 8 a.m. and closes at 5 p.m. That is a COVID arrangement. Our normal operating time is for normal times before COVID. We shall be open, even when the situation gets better, we shall be opening the library for you from 8 a.m. up to 10:45 p.m., Monday to Friday. And then over the weekends, we shall be opening the library for you from 8 a.m. up to 6 p.m. But for the COVID time, the library will be open for you from 8 a.m. up to 5 p.m. So we pray that COVID gets away from us and we get back to our usual normal operating time. For public holidays, the library is kept closed. So ladies and gentlemen, for such days, you can access the library online, not going to the physical library building to access our services. About the collection of the library has got both open print resources. When you enter the library, we have print resources and electronic resources. For the print resources, they are on our library shelves. When you enter our libraries, you will find that we have open shelves where you can easily access, pick information materials of your choice, read, and make your research and go home. Then for those who may not be at campus, to make use of our print resources, you can make use of our electronic resources, both the e-journals and e-books. For the e-books, we have got e-book service. You can access our electronic resources, just like I'm going to take you through the e-resources when I get to e-resources or online public access catalog. How do we access the library as freshers, as newly admitted students? Ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to fail to serve you because you do not have valid identity cards from the University of Kyambogo. We shall take note of what is necessary and make sure that we avail you the library services. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be expecting you to provide or present your admission letter together with your ID from your former institution. That will be enough to identify you as students of Kyambogo University, and the library service centers will be able to serve you without any problem. So I request you make photocopies of your admission letter, you present your ID, and we shall be able to serve you. And when it comes to online public access catalog, allow me to locally or literally say that this is our menu. It is going to serve as our menu. When you're at Kyambogo University, you will be able to see what our library at Kyambogo University has for you. So to access the online public access catalog, you can log on to http://library.kyu.ac.ug, all in lowercase. Once you log on to our library catalog, you will be able to see the kind of services we offer. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me explain further that you don't need, while you're here, to visit our library physically to know what we have. So with that link, with that website address for the library, you will be able to view the library collection, the print resources, the metadata or description of the kind of print resources we have in the library on the shelves as is. You can be able to see and view from wherever you are while on campus and outside the library, and very soon, even from your room at home or your hostel of residence, you'll be able to view and see what the library has without visiting the library physically, and that will help us to make sure that we keep social distancing because of COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about membership. Let me talk about membership or library registration. When you are at Kyambogo University, all of you will be coming to make use of the library because we provide you conducive space for reading. We provide you both print and electronic resources, but we shall expect you to register with the library in order to become registered members of Kyambogo University Library. The requirements are, you will have to present your admission letter. You will also present your ID from your former school, and you will be expected to provide evidence or proof of payment of Kyambogo University tuition and administrative, tuition and functional fees. So on presentation of that will qualify you to register as a member, and it will give you access to all the library services without any limitation. Let me talk about library services, those which we offer. Ladies and gentlemen, as freshers, I would like to inform you that we shall be lending out library books to you. But as we lend out library books to you, you must be a registered member. If you're not yet registered with the library, you will not be able to borrow library print books. So for you to register, you have to make sure that you visit the library or you visit our library website, register online, and we shall be able to make sure that we serve you as required. Library orientation is another service which I'm doing right now on behalf of the university librarian. We have user education service. A number of issues will be taking place under this. We shall be conducting literacy programs to make sure that we train you on how to access e-resources of the library. We create awareness that you get to know all what our libraries have, such that you maximally utilize what the library has. Because the university spends money on library collection to make sure that you benefit from such up-to-date information materials. We have reference services. All our library service centers have got a reference desk where you can visit and pose your inquiry or any form of question, and it will be responded to. You will be guided accordingly such that you are empowered to make sure that you use the library services. We have got research services. Ladies and gentlemen, for any form of research that you're conducting, the library will be behind you, will be supporting you to make sure that you get the relevant information materials for you to conduct your research. We have got reading space that will enable you to sit and comfortably make your research in a very conducive library environment, and that is available at Kyambogo University Library. Ladies and gentlemen, the library has got staff members who are willing to serve you and ready to receive you. So as soon as you get to the university, please visit the library and you will be guided accordingly to make sure that you do your job which you have come to do for the period you're given. Ladies and gentlemen, the university librarian sits in the central library. Then all the other service centers have got head librarians and other staff members to serve you. And the library services are uniform. We all serve you without segregation. It doesn't matter which library you visit, you will be guided and served. Where need be, you will be directed to the relevant library for the kind of inquiry that you have raised. I am John Francis Mafuko. On behalf of the University Librarian, I welcome you to Kyambogo University. Let me talk about security, just like the Dean of Students mentioned. While you are on campus, take the issue of security as an important issue. Someone will come to you and ask you, please, may I make use of your phone to call my dad or mom? You give that lady or gentleman your phone, you may never see your phone again. We are not teaching you to be selfish, but to be ready for the strangers who want to deny you owning what you have. The other thing is the university admits adults only. I am very sure all of you are 18 years and above. So when you're here, do what has brought you here. What do you expect to get at the end of the day when you're leaving Kyambogo University? For us as a library, we are there to support you to read. Are you there as a student who is newly admitted to make use of the library, to make use of the professional staff members in the library? So when you decide to take on other activities, then it will mean you will go or leave Kyambogo the way you have chosen to leave it. I request that you become good students such that you will become good ambassadors of Kyambogo University. If you don't get a good paper from Kyambogo, I don't think you'll talk good about Kyambogo. Ladies and gentlemen, I submit, you're welcome to Kyambogo University.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mafuko, for that wonderful information on behalf of the University Librarian. At this point of time, allow me to welcome the Director, Medical Services, Dr. Grace, to come and address us. You're welcome, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Once again, I also take this opportunity to welcome our first-year students and also congratulate you upon being admitted into this prestigious university. My name is Dr. Mary Gulwa Grace, Director, Health Services, Kyambogo University. I want to talk to you about your health. Kyambogo University has a medical center which is located on Fisher Road next to the Home Economics Department. And its mandate is to provide both curative and promotive care to the students and the staff of Kyambogo University. Our vision is to become a center of excellence in both preventive and curative care. And our service hours, we have 3 shifts. The first shift starts from 8 to 5 p.m. And here, walk-ins go into the OPD department. The second shift is from 5 to 8 p.m. And here, students go into the emergency room. And the next shift is from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., where a staff is called by the security team when a client comes. Which services are provided at the medical center? The medical center provides outpatient services, inpatient services, dental services, HIV testing and treatment, TB treatment, safe male circumcision, family planning, counseling, and ambulance services. Of importance also, we provide public health activities, and these include outreaches where we provide family planning services. We do health education. We also have a peer education program where we use students to reach their fellow students. We also do referral, and our referral facility at the moment is Nsambia Hospital. Let me talk a bit about the ambulance services. The coverage is that the ambulances can pick students from the campus, but also from the hostels. And during the day, it is dispatched by the senior administrative assistant or the senior nursing officer. In the evening and night shifts, it is dispatched by the staff on duty. When it is moving outside the Kampala area, then it is dispatched by the Director Health Services. Let me talk about the medical examination of Year 1 students. You'll be required to undergo a medical examination, which helps us to plan for your health for the time that you'll be spending here. And you'll be issued with a medical access card, which you'll be able to bring every time you come to access services. This exercise will run from the 12th of April to the 18th of July 2021. And for you to participate in it, these are the requirements. We ask you to bring a copy of your admission letter, a medical examination form which you can pick from any of the photocopiers within the campus, a copy of the pay slip indicating any amount which you have paid, and 2 passport photographs. The program for this medical examination will run as below. On Mondays, we shall be working on students from the engineering department and also from special needs. On Tuesday, we shall be working on students from the arts department and social sciences departments. On Wednesday, it will be for School of Management and Entrepreneurship. On Thursday, it will be Vocational Studies and Sciences. Friday, it will be Faculty of Education. Saturday will be for students on weekend program. For graduate students, since they are few, we shall be able to work on them from Monday to Friday. Let me talk about the peer educators program, which is similar to the village health team model done by the Ministry of Health. Here, we train students in health-related issues, both messaging and diagnosis, and they act as health advocates in the Kyambogo University community, and they refer clients for care to the medical center. They also help us link the medical center with the student community. How do we manage complaints at the medical center? We have a suggestion box which should be utilized by students, but also a student can approach the Director of Health Services, the Senior Nursing Officer, the Senior Administrative Assistant, and also can channel their complaints through our health educators, the Health Minister, and any other leader. What has the university put in place as a COVID initiative? We have an isolation unit where you will be isolated in case you have symptoms. And you can also call our focal person for COVID, called Maureen, on 0772 442131. You can also call myself on 0751 703 704. But overall, I encourage you to continue sanitizing, wearing masks, and social distancing. Together, we can be able to prevent COVID from our university. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director. Before having the next person, who is the Chief Security Officer, and have the academic registrar to answer the questions that have been asked by the followers. Madam Academic Registrar, you are most welcome.
Thank you very much, MC. I've received a few questions which I want to respond to. Number one is somebody wanted to know whether he or she can register without full payment. We are saying that registration is subject to full payment. The second question was when they should report for face-to-face. Reporting for face-to-face is 10th April for resident students, and 12th April we shall start blended face-to-face teaching. Somebody wants to know whether he or she can register without some documents as listed in the admission letter. We are saying that all documents listed in your admission letter are required for verification and registration, especially certificates. Please, if you've not yet picked your certificates, go to your respective schools and pick them before we start verification and registration. There is somebody who wanted to know about change of program. Because of the strict timeline within which we are operating due to COVID-19 pandemic, there is no change of program this academic year. We are sorry about that, but we don't have time to process it. Number 5, somebody wanted to know the means of payment. It will be better if you pay in the bank, and the money paid will be reflected on your student's portal. The timetables will be displayed on the website and the notice boards around. The question goes, can a screenshot of the payment message be proof of payment? We shall definitely know you've paid when we open the system. The system shows us and confirms to us that you've paid. You don't need to prove to us you've paid. When we are face-to-face lecturers starting, I've talked about that one. What is the difference between provisional and original admission letter? The provisional admission letter is brief, but the original has 2 pages, page 1 and page 2, and they are ready for picking at your respective faculties. Number 5, can someone edit the information in the portal of date of birth? No. Number 6, how much is functional fees? All fees are in your portals. It gives you the tuition fees and the functional fees. Where is AR's office? You'll get to know when you report on campus. I submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, the academic registrar. for those answers. I believe the people that asked are now happy. Allow me to invite the Dean of Students to also respond to some of the questions that were asked. You're welcome, Madam.
Thank you. The first question which I have here is, what if I am non-resident but want to sleep in the university hall? In the university halls, we allow both government and private students according to space. Therefore, the principle there is first come, first served. So if you are a non-resident and you are government sponsored, go to your warden and write an application, submit it to your warden. If the space is still there, you will be given the space. But as a government student, you are not required to pay anything, except that the money, the allowance that was meant to be for living out will not be paid to you. If you are a private student, you can also apply. If the place is still there, if the space is still there, you'll be allowed in the hall. For a private student, you pay 300,000 Uganda shillings. You pay in the bank, you do not pay to anybody, to any staff member of the university. Why should a non-resident student register with the Hall of Residence? There are very many services that we give to students through the halls of residence. You, as a student of Kyambogo University, being attached to the Hall of Residence means the warden is your caretaker, if I may put it that way, the caretaker of your welfare. If you get sick, the warden should be informed and should extend university services to you. Even if you are sick and you are in the whole hostel, private hostel, the warden should be able to support you. In the event, and God forbid, that any of you should pass on, the warden is the one responsible for ensuring that you are given a decent send-off. If you are a sports person and you want to participate in sports, you can participate at your hall level. There are also some elections for your student leaders that are taken or are done at the Hall of Residence. So if you do not register at the Hall of Residence, you will miss out on all those which I have listed. Is it possible to have a physical tour through the university? This one is going to be difficult for you as a group, because with the COVID-19 that we still have, we cannot organize this for the entire group. However, as I mentioned earlier on, we have the student mentors. When you get attached to or you find a mentor, that mentor should be able to take you through the university, because you will just be the two of you. We believe that will not be endangering you people as individuals. So you will get to know the physical campus through the mentors. How much is living out allowance? As I mentioned earlier, we pay 2 allowances to the government-sponsored students. The living out allowance that should cover your accommodation outside is 257, payable once in a semester. And food allowance is 476, also payable once in a semester. Do State House students also get allowances? State House sponsored students are private students. I believe your admission letters read privately sponsored. So your sponsorship by the State House is a private arrangement. Therefore, you cannot get any allowances from the university. One of you advised us, and we would like to take that advice, that we should give our mentors IDs in addition to the T-shirts. We are going to look into that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our dear Dean of Students, Ms. Mildred Timananuka, for those responses. At this point of time, allow me to invite the university librarian to also respond to the questions that were sent to him.
Thank you so much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a few questions to respond to here. The first question is about past papers for those particular programs in the various departments, whether the library has collection of them. Ladies and gentlemen, all past papers about past examinations, you can access them from your various departments under your various faculties. And then the other question is about borrowed books. Ladies and gentlemen, let me make this more clear as per this question. Can students take borrowed books to their hostels? To begin with, ladies and gentlemen, you will be allowed to borrow a maximum of 4 textbooks at a time, maximum. Minimum could be 1, but once you borrow, it is you who is supposed to keep the borrowed books for 2 weeks, a period of 2 weeks. It is not mandatory that once you borrow, you should keep the borrowed books for 2 weeks. You can return immediately after use, which could be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, name it. So when you borrow, make use of what you have borrowed and avoid giving out borrowed library books to your friends. When such materials get lost, the library will be knowing only one person, you as a person who borrowed the books from the library. So when you borrow, don't create your own library and also start lending out to other students who are your friends. Remember, for any borrowed item, once you lose it, you have to replace it. And replacing it, it is that cost of the actual book you have lost plus an administrative fee, which is about 10%, 5%. So please keep them well. Don't damage them. When you damage such borrowed materials and they are within unacceptable maintenance, it is unacceptable maintenance damage, then you will be supposed to take it to the bindery and have to repair it. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you borrow under such materials with care, do not lend them out. Allow me make an addition briefly, Mr. MC. Let me talk about organization of the library collection, because issues of physical meeting are very difficult given the times we are in. When you reach the library, our library shelves are labeled. For collections regarding psychology and philosophy materials, they will be labeled 100 to 199. So that will be philosophy and psychology. For materials of religious collection, will be labeled 200 to 299. So whoever wants materials regarding religious collections, that will be the code. Then for materials ranging from political science, economics, those will be tagged or labeled they will be labeled 300 to 399. And then we have materials for English language will be labeled 400 to 499. 500 to 599 will be a code we use in the library to label materials for natural sciences, e.g. mathematics, chemistry, biology, statistics, name it. For materials under 600 to 699, that is a code for collections on civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, among others. And then we have 700 to 799 as a code we use to label materials for performing arts, music, drama, architecture, etc. For those under 800 to 899, that is literature and rhetoric. So Whoever needs information materials on literature, you'll be required to go to that shelf which is labeled 800 to 899. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have 900 to 999 for history collection and geography. So when you come to our libraries, the 5 service centers, they are properly labeled to make sure that you have that first chance to try out, go to the shelves, look for what you want. Where you get defeated, the librarians are there to make sure you get what you want. Please do not move out of the library because you have failed to get what you want and you have not inquired from the librarians, and then you go murmuring. Please, we are there for you. Ask us and we shall guide you accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our university librarian in acting capacity. Allow me at this time to invite our Chief Security Officer to give us some brief about our security at the university. You're welcome.
Thank you, the moderator. Dear our first year students, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Kyambogo University. My name is Superintendent of Police Samuel Mission, Chief Security Officer. I'm here to give you a few tips about your security and safety while you're at this campus. First of all, the security situation as of now is normal and calm. The university is safe. However, like any other public institutions, we have some crimes that do take place, like burglary and thefts. You should be aware of that, so that you are able to lock your rooms when you want to leave. Then also we have some cases of examination malpractices, obtaining money by false pretense, that's conning. Then fraud, we have forgeries of registration cards, identity cards, etc. However, those can be avoided if you follow the rules and the regulations and the advice that we are giving you. Security, to ensure the security and safety of the university and the community property, the university has in place a full-fledged security department headed by Chief Security Officer. It is supported by police. We have a police station within the university. We have UPDF, but those are in charge of patrolling the areas surrounding the university. Then we also have a private security company hired by the university to do the guarding. That one is called CAMED Private Security. They put on green shirts and blue trousers. You will be seeing them measure at gates and other key installations. While I welcome you to Kyambogo and congratulate you for the success, it is equally my responsibility and duty to introduce you to issues relevant to your general and personal security while on this campus. You are therefore advised to do the following. 1, follow the standard operating procedures given by the Ministry of Health to prevent COVID. We are not in a normal situation and the disease is still available, and to us in security, such a pandemic is a security threat. So you are advised to follow the guidelines religiously. Number 2, avoid keeping expensive items in your rooms. For example, laptops, phones. Ensure when you are leaving for lectures, you move with such properties because they attract thieves. Avoid shaking hands with strangers. It is a very common crime in many institutions like this one. You will meet people, they allegedly put charms in your hands and later intimidate you with death threats if you don't surrender your valuables, such as laptops and phones. They even send you to collect for your colleagues from the rooms. But those usual, of course, they are lies, but they target especially female, intimidate them, and they end up losing their property. So far, I think this semester we are currently in, we have registered about 2 incidences of that nature. There are also people who masquerade as pastors. They also target ladies. They come and tell you they are pastors, they want to come and pray for you in your rooms. When you accept, the moment they enter your room, they will tell you to close eyes and you pray. By the time you open your eyes, your phones will have gone and laptops. We already have registered 1 case about such incidents, so avoid such. Always be security conscious and avoid walking alone at night. All roads and footpaths that lead to and out of the university and the dark places within the university are not always very safe at night. So make sure you take precautions. Immediately pay all university dues in person to the bank. Don't use middlemen. They will take your money. There are those who will come to you and say they can help you to avoid the wrong queues, but don't accept that. Avoid dealing with hawkers and lumpeners within and outside there where you will be staying, those who stay in hostels. And avoid movements past curfew hours. Curfew is still in force from 9 p.m. So those of you who like to hang out late, make sure by 9 you are in your room to avoid any inconveniences by security. Avoid being lured into strikes and civil disobediences, because this may harm you. You may be harmed in such acts. You can be arrested or you can even be discontinued. We had some cases of that nature. Report suspicious objects on the roadsides near a crowded place or near a building. We still have threats of terrorism, so that's why you need to report such objects to security in case you see any. Follow university rules and regulations provided to you in the student's regulations book. You will not go wrong if you read it carefully and understand it and then follow, observe whatever is there. Avoid free gifts and car lifts, as they may result into kidnaps. We have had some few cases, not here but generally in the country, about kidnaps of late. So you need to avoid such. That's how they lure their victims with those gifts. Lock your rooms as you move out. and don't leave key on top of the door frame or window, because your neighbor or any other person can pick the key and steal your valuables. Mark your properties. It's important to mark your properties because it reduces the threat of being stolen. Then also avoid panya and isolated area, especially at night, but also during the day and while you are walking alone. We have these panyas within, but we also have official entrances and exit gates, so use those ones. Try to have some security committees in your respective halls, stroke hostels. Then try to have contact of security personnel, stroke area police or LC1 chairperson in area where you reside, so that when you get any security challenge, you are able to immediately report and we come for action. Lastly, avoid premarital sex, as this does not only expose you to death, assault and conning, but also HIV/AIDS. I thank you, and I welcome questions if any. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our Chief Security Officer, SP Mission Samuel. At this point of time, allow me to invite our Director, Medical Services, Dr. Grace, to come and respond to the questions. Then we shall continue. You're welcome, Doctor.
Thank you so much. The requirements for the medical examination, one is a medical examination form which can be gotten from any of the photocopiers in the university. Two is a copy of the payslip. Three is your admission letter, a copy of your admission letter, then 2 passport photographs. What happens if you miss medical examination during this period? It will mean that you will not have received a medical card, which will make it inconveniencing when you're accessing services at the medical center. So we encourage you to get these medical cards after the examination. There are no payments at the medical center. All services are free of charge, and no one should be charged for anything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. We don't have any question for the Chief Security Officer. Our dear students that have been following us online, you can get all the other relevant information on Kyambogo University Facebook page. We have another page for the Dean of Students, Kyambogo University, and Kyambogo University Guidance and Counseling Unit Facebook page. We shall be back tomorrow on Wednesday. We shall be back on Wednesday for another detailed orientation, and this will be the program. On Wednesday, we shall start with the Dean Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. So all students admitted to courses that belong to Faculty of Arts kindly attend on that day. We shall have Dean Vocational Studies, Dean, School of Management and Entrepreneurship, Dean, Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation, and then we shall have, that will be the morning session. In the afternoon, students of science expect the Dean, Faculty of Science, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, Dean, Faculty of Education, and Dean, Graduate School for students that are going to pursue the postgraduate courses. Kindly be there. These deans will let you know anything that you need to know about your faculties, the timetables, the location of your faculties, as you've been asking. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Knowledge and skills for service.